Arromanches-les-Bains is a French commune in the Calvados department in the Normandie region of northwestern France. The inhabitants of the commune are known as Arromanchais or Arromanchaises. The commune has been awarded 2 flowers by the National Council of Towns and Villages in Bloom in the competition of cities and villages in bloom. Geography: Arromanches-les-Bains is located some 12 kilometers northeast of Bayeux and 10 kilometers west of Courcelles-sur-Mer on the coast in the heart of the area where the Normandie landings took place on D-Day, the 6th of June 1944. Access to the commune is by the D514 road from Tracy-sur-Mer in the west, passing through the town and continuing to Saint-Côme-de-Fresnay in the east. The D87 road also goes from the town south to Rise. The D65 road goes east to Mervains. About a third of the commune is the urban area of the town, with the rest farmland. Neighboring communes and villages. History: Arromanches is remembered as a historic place of the Normandy landings, and in particular as the place where an artificial port was installed. This artificial port allowed the disembarkation of 9,000 tons of material per day. It was on the beach of Arromanches that, during the invasion of Normandy immediately after D-Day, the Allies established an artificial temporary harbour to allow the unloading of heavy equipment without waiting for the conquest of deep water. Ports such as Le Havre or Cherbourg, although at the centre of the Gold Beach landing zone, Arromanches was spared the brunt of the fighting on D-Day, so the installation and operation of the port could proceed as quickly as possible, without damaging the beach and destroying surrounding lines of communication. The port was commissioned on the 14th of June 1944. This location was one of 2 sites chosen to establish the necessary port facilities to unload quantities of supplies and troops needed for the invasion during June 1944. The other was built further west at Omaha Beach. The British built huge floating concrete caissons which, after being towed from England, then had to be assembled to form walls and piers, forming and defining the artificial port called the Mulberry Harbour. These comprised pontoons linked to the land by floating roadways. One of these ports was assembled at Arromanches, and even today sections of the Mulberry Harbour still remain, with huge concrete blocks sitting on the sand, and more can be seen further out at sea. Some key figures: by the 12th of June 1944, more than 300,000 men, 54,000 vehicles, 104,000 tons of supplies had been landed. During 100 days of operation of the port, 2.5 million men, 500,000 vehicles, and 4 million tons of material were landed. The best performance of the port was in the last week of July 1944. During those 7 days the traffic through Arromanches exceeded 136,000 tons, or 20,000 tons per day. Detailed article: Mulberry Harbour. Today, Arromanches is mainly a tourist town, situated in a good location for visiting all of the battle sites and war cemeteries. There is also a museum at Arromanches with information about Operation Overlord and in particular the Mulberry Harbours. On the 21st of September 2013, Bradford-based sand sculpting company Sand in Your Eye created a tribute called The Fallen 9000. It was a temporary sculpture project, a visual representation of 9,000 people drawn in the sand, which equates the number of civilians, German forces and allies that died during the D-Day landings. It coincided with Peace Day and was washed away with the tide at the end of the day. Heraldry administration. List of successive mayors. Demography. In 2010 the commune had 587 inhabitants. The evolution of the number of inhabitants is known from the population censuses conducted in the commune since 1793. For the 21st century, a census of communes with fewer than 10,000 inhabitants is held every 5 years. Unlike larger towns that have a sample survey every year, population change sources LDHEHESS Cassini until 1962, INSEE database from 1968 Culture and Heritage. Civil heritage. The commune has many buildings and sites that are registered as historical monuments. Houses. The Notre Dame des Flots monument at Rue du Calvados. The Grand Hotel at 22 Rue du Maréchal Joffre. The old radar station at Le Corlauet. The Château du Petit Fontaine. An orientation table. The artificial harbour in Winston Churchill Harbour. The 6th of June 1944 Museum. A lavoir. The Town Hall and Boys Primary School. The village. Houses and hotels. Other sites of interest: the Museum of the Landings. Arromanches 360 degrees. Religious heritage. The commune has several religious buildings and sites that are registered as historical monuments. A presbytery at 4 Avenue de l'Amiral Mountbatten, a monumental cross at Rue du Calvados Cemetery. The parish church of St. Peter. The church contains many items that are registered as historical objects. Picture gallery. Notable people linked to the commune. Jules Carpentier, French inventor. A main street is named in his honor. François Carpentier, son of Jules Carpentier, French architect and mayor of the commune. He created the Museum of the Landings in Arromanches. Sylvie Joly owned a villa in the commune. Her father was mayor of the commune from 1947 to 1963. The Boisgaland family owned a large part of the commune and still have a large house.